This is the only way to generate and close qualified leads for your business. Sales and marketing all comes down to one thing: human psychology. I've had a lot of calls in the past week, and what I've realized with a lot of my clients is that they're struggling to find leads because they don't understand a simple thing, which I'm going to explain in this video. The only thing that matters in business is, number one, getting customers, and number two, improving your client fulfillment on whatever product and service you have after. What does customers over product mean? It is quite simple. In order for you to even improve your product or service, which you should already know, you need clients. And the more clients that you actually have, the more you're able to get better at the product and service that you actually have as well. You listen first and you sell second. The more appointments you're generating, the more conversations you're having with your clients, you start to understand their pain points. And as a result, you can reverse engineer how you're going to be able to market and then sell to those exact same people you've literally just had a conversation with. And we have something that every single salesperson and marketer needs to understand. It's called the AIDA model. It is awareness, interest, desire, and action. From the top, you generate awareness, you build an interest within your client, you build a desire, and you get them to take action. But they cannot take action if you do not understand the client. You cannot understand your client if you're not generating enough conversations with your client, and you cannot generate enough conversation with your client if you're not generating the leads in the first place. Can you guys see the issue that we have here? And the reason as to why a lot of people are not actually seeing results when it comes to their business. So we're going to actually go and do a deep dive into understanding not only human psychology, but by the end of this video, you should understand the only way to generate and close qualified leads for your business. So when it comes to getting clients, there are only two ways to actually do so. It comes down to outbound and inbound strategies. With outbound, you have cold DMs, you have emails, you have calls, and of course, ads, which is one of my favorites. In terms of the pros, it's an immediate reach. It's predictable after a while, because when you're doubling down on cold DMs, the emails, the calls, you are actually generating the appointments on demand, depending on the amount of effort you're actually putting in. Outside of that, if you're tracking your progress, you're going to be able to do something, which is understand how much work it actually takes, how many conversations you need to generate and have in order to actually get the result at the end of it. At the end of the day, it works on you, because the more that you do all of these cold methods, including ads as well, you end up getting better. It's just like anything. A baby doesn't know how to walk until it carries on making mistakes and refining as it keeps on going. So in regards to the cons, of course, there's a lot of effort and a lot of time. And you tend to eat this lovely emoji over here quite a lot of the time. But the sad reality is that if you have no clients, again, you have no business. So you have all the time in the world to be doing all of this stuff anyways. Now, the second way is, of course, inbound. That is through content. For example, the YouTube channel I'm building right now, showing you guys my expertise, showing you guys the knowledge I have, and actually sharing game for you guys for free, so you're able to actually generate the results in your business yourself. You can also create lead magnets. That's creating free value for people to take on, and as a result, you're able to build what? Trust and authority, but we'll talk about that a bit later. You can also get referrals. By doing good business for one person, as a result, you're going to be able to generate good business from the people that they know. You're going to be at the top of the mind, and they're going to be able to refer customers to you. A lot of people tend to rely solely on inbound, but the trick is, and the trick that a lot of successful entrepreneurs are actually doing, that us in the beginning stages, we think that, you know, we've cracked the code and we've cracked the mystery and we can actually escape this simple technique, is that we're solely focusing on inbound. And that's the reason why we're not generating enough business. We need to be doing both aggressively. If you feel as if though it only takes, for example, 10 conversations for you to generate enough business for the month, you are mistaken, my friend. You need to think and apply the 10x rule within your life. Meaning, whatever you think you need to do to attain that goal, you need to do 10x, if not 100x of it, to actually achieve the same result. And trust me, as you're doing that, you'll outwork the competition. You will exceed the results, and you'll get to your results way sooner than the person that's just watching this video and not taking any action. In regards to the pros and the cons of inbound marketing, of course, the pro is a long-term play. If you're able to build, a personal brand, you're able to build your content machine like YouTube, you end up getting warmer clients. And the trust and authority is built within the space, because clients come to you rather than you going out to search for them. The only con with it is that, of course, it takes a lot of time, and especially in the early stages, is very unpredictable. Now, in saying that, Like I just said, you need to be doing both of these simultaneously. And as a result, you'll be able to generate the clients that you actually want, you need, and you deserve if you're putting in the work, that is. Now, on to the next section. The biggest mistake that I see people doing, and is a mistake that I used to make all the time, is that a lot of the time we're talking all about our products, we're talking about our features, and we're not actually selling the feeling. What does that mean? Stop talking about things that your client does not care about. Whatever your product is, your client doesn't actually care what the product or service is. They only care about one thing, the result. For business owners, they only care, is this product and service you're offering me going to make me a return of whatever money I'm going to give you in the first place? Focus on what the product will get them, the result. Now, I'll give you guys a quick example. I generate qualified leads for my clients using AI. The wrong way to sell the service is by saying I use AI avatars, make.com, GoHighlevel, and much more to generate interest, then warm the lead. Then through my AI employee, I'm then able to do blah, blah, blah. No one actually cares. By the time you've even got into half of the sentence, they've tuned out and they're just like, oh no, sorry, mate. I don't want your service. You know what I mean? You're wasting not only your time, but you're wasting your client's time as well. The right way to sell your service is by being simple, getting straight to the point and saying what your result will actually get them. For example, my AI sales systems will generate you pre-qualified leads 24/7 so you can focus on what matters. Client fulfillment equals cash. Simple. And even deeper than that, your client only cares about the feeling that this result is able to attain them. Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, sales and marketing is down to human psychology. We have to realize that our clients and customers most of the time don't even understand what they even want. What do I mean by that? We have something called stated needs rather than true needs. And when we're looking at the definition of this, it is quite simple. The stated needs are the surface level requests and desires that your clients directly communicate with you. For example, for my property guys, when you're speaking to your client, which is the landlord, you are not realizing that the landlord is only going to tell you, I want a property with guaranteed rent. What is the underlying motivation behind that? It is understanding the true needs, the underlying motivation, the emotions, the problem that drives the request. So in saying that, I'll give you a clear example. I want a property with guaranteed rent because I fear financial instability and want predictable income. In understanding those true desires or what that financial instability is actually doing for them right now, you're able to now start targeting on their pain points and actually building a solution around it. And when we're looking at these deeper reasons, we need to understand exactly what the client is trying to say to us by asking them specific questions. For example, okay, Mr. Landlord, I understand that you want a property with guaranteed rent, but what does that guaranteed rent mean for you? How is it going to actually help you in regards to the problem you're currently facing? That financial instability, you need to understand what it's really doing for them. The fear that is building up for them, the fear that they might miss out on those monthly payments, meaning, for example, their mortgage might go away, meaning they've literally just lost money on an investment. These deeper things are the things that are going to motivate someone to take action, which is at the end. Now, we need to understand why clients don't always state the needs that they actually have. It is quite simple. It's because, like I said at the beginning, majority of people don't fully understand their own problems. They have a lack of clarity. Your job is to uncover that lack of clarity. In fact, there are multiple books and studies out there that actually talks about the subject. The fact that people do not truly know what they want. For example, the paradox of choice, where people say what they want, but what they truly want is completely different. I'll definitely suggest you guys should look more into this. Outside of that, people fear judgment. They may feel embarrassed to share their personal motivations, like the fear of failure. People do not want to fail. They do not want to admit that they don't actually know what they're doing. They don't want to admit that they are struggling with their problems right now. Outside of that, they have protective behavior. They may be wary of being manipulated by the salesperson or marketer, meaning you. A lot of the time, unfortunately, we are in an era where the amount of trust is at an all-time low. People do not trust each other anymore because, unfortunately, we have a lot of people out there scamming. Unfortunately, we have a lot of people out there that are selling products and services that do not actually do what they say they're going to do. So your job is not only to understand the client, but communicate effectively to the client that you understand and you truly care about what they're saying. The other side of it is, of course, poor communication. They may not know how to clearly express their real desires. In saying that, it's your job to, of course, uncover that. That's where we get onto this section. Your product and service is the only answer to their solution. Once you understand your client's true desires, and it goes from being an interest to it being a burning desire for them to actually make a move on, you need to pinpoint on it and actually make them understand that your product and service is the only answer towards their solution. And after making them understand that your product and service is the only answer, you have to make sure that they're taking action, or else they will stay in their pain zone where they are right now. And after you do a good job of communicating that to your client, not only will you be able to understand what makes them tick, but you start to understand them even more. Meaning you can actually outsource the fulfillment, focus on actually bringing in more customers. And as a result, you get better over time. More testimonials, more business, and of course, better clients. It is quite simple. Now, if you guys need any help in regards to everything I've literally just said right now, getting more qualified leads, booking those leads into your calendar and actually making more money as a result for your product or service, we can help out with that. Make sure to book a free consultation call down below. The link is in the description, and outside of that, I'll make sure to see you guys in the next one.